Hi, so we're in the yard and we're going to start picking the pomegranates to make jam. So they're really hard to kind of get off these stems, so I am going to cut it with a cutter. That's kind of awkward. I'm going to get a hand cutter. But as you can see, so we'll just pick as many as we can, put them in a tote, and get them ready to process in the house. All right, so the first thing we're going to do to prepare is we're going to cut off each end of the pomegranate. Even a little more. I usually get into the seed part, and then I score sections about 1 inch apart all the way around. Okay. Background. All right, now we take the pomegranate that we just scored and you put it in a large mixing bowl with warm water. Then you want to pull the pomegranate apart away from you. That's how you keep all those seed juices from splattering all over you. And this is the best way I've found to de-seed the pomegranate. So now put it under water and rub the seeds off with your fingers. You can bend the seed back underneath the water and just rub it with your fingers, and that's how you get the seeds off. Then have a scrap bowl handy and just put all your scraps in the bowl. My scraps are going to go to my neighbor's chickens, but at that point you can just throw them out if you don't have chickens to give them to. Okay, and then just keep doing that until you have all of your pomegranates seeded. So at some point you're going to fill your bowl up and you're going to need to change it out, and your water is going to get cold. And the only reason the water is warm is so that your hands don't freeze off, because I've done it before where I've started with cold water and by the time I'm done my hands are freezing. So I always start out with warm water. Okay, so when you get this done, when you get all these seeded, I just kind of rake the top with my hands and get that extra peel out of there. Then I take this to the sink and I pour this through a strainer, and I put the seeds into a gallon bag. And I keep doing that process over and over and over until I have all of my pomegranates seeded. And then, and in this case, I will probably have 2 or 3 gallon bags full of seeds, and then I will move on to the juicing process. Okay, here we are. I finished all the pomegranates. So I did get definitely 2 full gallon bags and then probably another half out of, I would say, between 60 and 70 medium-sized pomegranates. So that's what it produced. So half of them I did last night, the rest I did this morning, and now we're moving on to juicing. So this is how I get the juice for the jelly, and we need to have juice. I bought this juicer years ago, and this is pretty much all I use it for. I break it out once a year. I have tried a mill and boiling it and mashing it and doing different things, but this turns out to just be the quickest. So this is how I start. All right, so here we go. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to juice these, and this is the next step in the process of making jelly. And all you do is use the juicer like you would making any other juice. Although with pomegranates, they can be very messy. So you do have to be a little careful. You'll get pomegranates all over your kitchen if you're not careful. And you'll get pomegranate splatter everywhere. So just try to be careful with that. Now I am going to turn. This is going to be very loud, so hold on with me. This will just take a second though. My cat went running like somebody was after her. She did not like the sound of that. Okay, so that's it. So we're just going to keep going time and time again until we finish all 2.5 bags of this. And I just made a mess. Okay. Remember that you want to clean these messes up when you make them, because this will stain. So this will stain your clothes, this will stain your floors, this will stain your countertops. I mean, if left to do it, it will. So try to be aware of that and clean it as you need to. Okay, so I've gotten about a full bag done so far, and as you can see, this is the amount of juice I have, and there's a lot of foam on top, and we don't want the foam. So what I'm going to do is typically how I store this until I'm ready to do something with it, make jelly or whatever. I'll put it in these 1/2-gallon mason jars that I get, which they're handy for so many things. And I'm going to try to pour. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't see that. I'm going to put a rag under that so it doesn't drip. I'm going to pour this very slowly so that the juice on the bottom comes out first and the foam stays in. And I just try to keep that separated. Sometimes I kind of have to reset it. Do it again. Now, if you have one of those measuring cups that is a fat separator, then that will also help with this. And I have used that before as well. In fact, I may get that out a little bit later. Okay, there's just a little bit of juice left in there. The rest is foam. So we don't want to shake that up. We don't want to move that foam around any, and I think we've got just about all we can out of it. Okay, so that's what's left. It's mostly all foam, and it looks like we got almost 4 cups of juice out of that first batch. Okay, so I will rinse this out and get this ready to go again. Something else I do, which I don't know if anybody else does this or not, but I will, now's the time you got to clean the pulp out of your thing here. And what I do, as you can see, we have a lot of pulp. There's a lot in there. And as you might imagine, there's still a lot of juice in here. So what I do, and you don't have to do this, but I will put this pulp into a pot in the back, and I'll just put it on medium heat, and I will let that boil and let the juices excrete out of that more. That way, if I'm short any juice that I need to make whatever recipe I'm doing, in this case, I'll be making pomegranate jelly, I don't have to fill it with water because I'll have extra pomegranate juice water right here. So it's not as strong as what we made from the juicer, but it'll still be good. So we're going to get that going on a medium heat. Any pulp that we don't use or that's too foamy, we're going to put in the bucket that goes to the chickens. Okay, so we'll get that going now, and then we'll get set up to start our next batch. So I poured the first batch into my pan. And you can see this is pretty juicy, so we'll get a good amount of juice out of this as well. And like I said, I don't know if anybody else does that, if that's normal for other people. I do it that way. So feel free if you want to do that and get everything you can out of that pomegranate. All right, as you can see, we are done with our juicing. So we did get 8 full cups out of the juicer, and then the little stovetop trick I did with putting the pulp and letting it simmer on medium, I wound up getting another 4 cups of juice out of that. You can see that one of the jars has a lot darker juice. That's what came out of the juicer. The lighter juice is what came from the pulp. Well, 2 cups of it did. 4 cups came from the stovetop. So that's what we have. We have a total of 12 cups, and that's what we will use to make our jelly tomorrow. I think I'm done for the day, so we'll skip that until tomorrow. And if we're short any juice, what I'll do is I'll mix these 2 up so that it's a nice balance. And then if I'm short anything, a half a cup, whatever it is, I would just add water to that. Okay, we'll pick it up again tomorrow.